Tres, dos, uno. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Over
and Out
Podcast.
Starring your host,
Ella
and Megan. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm addressing the beef with Ella.
The beef was that we did not upload for 1 week, and you, I guess, did not even realize that.
No, they know. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Sometimes it's hard to do things because life is hard.
When you got a lot of things moving parts.
When you're this successful, staying on top is hard.
Nobody talks about it, honestly, these days. It's really
no
hard.
one talks about that.
Jumping straight into trending topics today. We're not talking about the podcast name. I don't want to give them more word of mouth.
Everyone watching is like, who are you talking about?
This is one podcast that's
There's a lot of actually that are popping up recently, but there's one in particular, a duo of annoying men, and you can say, hey, you guys are a duo of two annoying women, but no, these two annoying men literally have worms for brain, sticky mouths and holes.
I bet they have clumps of poo still stuck in their asshole.
I bet they think it's gay to wash their ass, so they literally have a dirty ass. Yeah. Just saying.
In the shower, like.
And they
God's
definitely
watching.
do not wipe after they pee.
No.
Or wash their
don't.
hands.
They have drip stains in there. I'm going too far. Okay, but I bet you know what two men we're talking about. But I recently watched a video by accident. I didn't press on it or anything. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see what I had to say. And I was not surprised. And it struck up a conversation that I wanted to bring up. And it's like regarding people's values. And then also
I also just thought, wow, we're sitting in the
office.
You know, something's a bit off today, and I just became really hyper aware. I just became really hyper aware that we're like not in the same place.
Something's not right.
Sorry, guys.
About Kylie.
Anyway, continue. Sorry about that.
So values and how people like interpret that. So, firstly, we talked about values before, but like. When you have a value, let's say like you value people who are kind, it reflects kind of like how you see yourself and what you value for yourself. Yeah, what you
aspire to be.
Exactly.
And you're projecting.
If you value someone who's like really
independent, you want to be independent.
Or you probably are independent, or you value your independence, right? So it makes sense that you're looking for someone within the same value set.
Has the same
mindset,
values as you.
Exactly.
Of course.
So this short clip was about just one of the guys talking about women's
body counts
and how pure they are, and
they associate the higher body count with being like you're used and dirty, especially with regards to women, because they value a woman's worth by her interaction with men.
He was saying how, like, back in the archaic times...
Back in the Stone Age. Back when I was a monkey.
Donkey Kong.
Back when I was monkey. That's what they were talking about.
Back when I was a Neanderthal.
Back when I discovered fire. Women were pure.
Neanderthal.
When I was Neanderthal.
That's it.
Yeah.
Homo erectus. This is what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, there's a reason why you've evolved to a human, so you can't be having the same mindset.
No wonder you have a big ass dome. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm crying.
Keep it up.
I went on a date the other day, and the girl was like, "Why are you crying?" I was like, "I'm not crying."
Back in those times, there's a reason why men valued women who have a body count of 0.
Because they associated that with fertility, because fertility is very important apparently for women to have in those days, and men like value it.
That's so
they
stupid.
Did in the past. And some men still have that mindset because they just haven't evolved.
Exactly. And there's other reasons like, I think you mentioned how they don't want her problems, and like, it's because men are supposed to protect you.
From what? Literally from what? Literally, what do you protect me from? You? Like, other men? What?
I really should have like wrote up points, but I don't really care what he said too much.
Yeah,
I just care about the comments I read.
All garbage.
All
I'll pull up the
garbage.
comments. And it's really shocking to see how many fans this duo have. Like, especially like similar to Andrew Tate kind of fans, like
Taint
fans. You like think everyone's just clowning on them, but then you actually go deep into the internet and you realize how many men. And I actually have another thing to talk about afterwards, but do you want to read through some of these comments and just address?
Virginity is the highest and most valuable gift she can ever give to one man. The best way to ensure that the guy will leave is to give up the one bargaining chip you have. The ability for one guy to have all of you and provide and protect you at all costs is something he must earn.
What the hell?
I don't even know how to interpret that, honestly.
Like, a bargain? You're acting like it's a good that she's selling. Like, it's not her body. Like, it's not her body part. It's like a good and product.
That's a good service.
Messed up.
Oh my god. I disagree that men having a lot of S with a lot of women increases their value. If there are women who think this way, they have been misled or that they are not very bright. That is very true. Because he was saying how, like, it's okay, like, girls look at men who've been a lot of girls as, like, they know what they're doing, etc. But if, okay, I'll get into that in a second.
So girls value men that have been with a lot of women.
Yeah.
Because they've got experience. So wouldn't that
work
the way around? But the thing is, these men, they don't want women that have experience because they're so insecure. They want to be in control and, like, and not be humiliated when they don't know anything.
Exactly. There was one thing where it was like, hold on.
It's honestly just so sad seeing how corrupted, like, especially young boys' minds are getting.
This one, you're telling me, is the last one I'm going to mention, before I mention the good ones at least. You're telling me if I had to choose between a 1995 Supra with no miles that been in storage versus another Supra with 105k miles, which one do you think is more valuable? Now, I've got something to say about this. Now, if you value your purity and you therefore want to find someone who has a very low body count because of that, good for you. I'm not here judging because...
that's alright, I don't care. That doesn't affect me at all.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Based on what you just said previously, it makes a lot of damn sense.
Yeah, and I don't care. If that's what you want, then that's what you want.
Or if you want a man that has lots of experience and you don't, that's what you want. But I have a problem when people start to almost like degrade the opposition of their opinion.
Enforcing it onto every single woman. It's like, you want every woman to be like this.
And speaking as if it's a fact. No, it's not. Who made you king for the world?
Literally, who made your opinion the right
one? Who? And I know you can say God says this, God says that. Well, again, if that's what you believe, but don't degrade other people in the process. Don't belittle them. Don't tell them they're less valuable. If that's what you think, you don't have to say it.
Especially if you associate someone's value with that, then that really shows how little you respect other people. If you like their value as a human being, like
is lowered,
like they deserve to be treated less. Like what?
And I know that you might not think that you will treat them less, but your thoughts become actions.
Literally, and if you're watching that kind of content with these men saying these things, you're going to subconsciously take it in,
absorb it.
Literally.
And I wanted to say this, right? Why do we compare our bodies to cars and clothing?
Literally, what now?
What does that mean? What does that mean? So, like, obviously, if a car is brand new 0Ks versus a car has like 150Ks, I'm gonna immediately tell a difference.
But humans aren't.
But we're not bodies, exactly.
We're literally human. We're just meat in these like vessels.
Literally bodies, like when you.
Well, it's just a skeleton and bones.
We're making ourselves move.
I'm a bag of bones.
You're dry bones.
Literally dry bones. So literally, it's not a material object that was made for you, because cars are made for you to use. Like
my body was not made for you.
That's so messed up that men see women like this.
And same thing with a shirt. Like if a shirt has been worn, I can tell it's been worn immediately without anyone having to tell me, because there'll be loose threads, there'll be
poop stains,
there'll be holes in it, there'll be like discolored.
I completely think it's so disturbing, and I wanted to talk about as well. I've been seeing a lot of teachers have been posting like TikToks about they like teachers, year 6 and year 7 boys And the things that these boys are saying in class is absolutely disturbing. And someone, like, I don't know how legit this is, but one girl was, like, on a TikTok, and she's actually a teacher. But there was another, like, Reddit post I heard someone talking about, and the boy was like, I'm not going to read this because it was written by a woman. He said that to his female teacher, and he was like, women aren't smart, so I'm not going to read a story written by a woman.
Ooh. Parcel time!
Should I get it?
No.
And that's so disturbing how affected these young men are becoming from absorbing Fresh and Fit and Andrew Tate. And I know that when you're that age, usually you hate the other gender because you don't understand them. You're like, ew, boys have cuties, girls cuties, men rule, girls suck. And that's like just normal teenage behavior. But when you start getting all these older men saying these things,
that's when it's fucked.
Really disturbing things, and your mind is so malleable at that age.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Like, obviously, it's not what I would want my 6-year-old, 6-year-old
12-year-old
kid.
son.
Yeah, say. But, like, I understand that it's just them, part of the process of them growing up. But if they hold those same beliefs when they're 20, 21, that's nothing, bro.
And it's not like they're just saying, ew, girls are cute. It's actually like, women belong in the kitchen. I'm not going to listen to a woman. She belongs to me.
Okay.
Your value is in your appearance. That's actually so disturbing to hear a 12-year-old boy saying
that. If that's what you think, that's cool. I'ma just dip.
Literally.
So, yeah.
Especially as a teacher, like, hearing that, I'd be like... And they're telling their parents, and their parents are getting so upset, because it's like, literally, imagine hearing your child say that.
Teachers probably have heard some of the worst things ever in life.
Literally.
I feel bad. Because they don't realize, like, Tate and all these people don't realize that, like, well, maybe they do, but their fans are young. Like, it's not
teenage
for the
boys,
most part. They're
majority.
really young because they love, like, the drama that brings.
And even, like, 20-year-old boys, that's, like, their target audience is anywhere
it's
between 12
still quite
12
impressionable, honestly.
Yes.
You're not I feel like you're pretty impressionable until, like, you're 35.
Literally, and
30.
men develop later than women, apparently, mentally.
So you're delaying that even more, guys.
Guys,
Podcast guys,
bring us forward, not backwards.
But back on that topic though, as we circle around, I actually genuinely want to know, because, like, again, the female anatomy does not, like, unless you're giving birth. I actually looked this up because even though I do biology,
She's a biology major.
Your vagina only changes when you are giving birth because it has to dilate so much to fit and accommodate a human
literally
head.
Watermelon sized child.
A little watermelon sized
Yeah.
Every time I think of that one, the Office episode. And then it also stretches, well, not stretches, but it loosens a little bit over age because you just lose some of that tissue. Like,
literally, that happens to men too with their things. Like, as you grow older, it gets slightly old.
But, like, it doesn't mean that if you hit it, like, 25 times.
It's just so stupid. It's
Plus,
so stupid.
if that's the case, bruh, listen. If a body count, the girl has a body count of 2, she's slept with 2 people, but she's probably had a lot of times. Even once, she's probably had a lot. If she's in with a relationship and she's,
like, once if you've only dated one person but you've gone a million times, then that's...
What, so by your logic, she's not, like,
it won't
she's
be
perfectly
her,
pure
like,
and
body count is low, it's gonna be like...
So
that's
then
so gross.
To them, it's like, okay, it's like it's the amount of people, it's like the guys, and they're thinking too much about it. What I'm gonna say, right, is there's not really a true obvious way that you can determine if a girl has 0 body count or 10. Even if you say that they have 10 and they could have 10 and still be nervous being with you.
Yeah,
they can have 10 and still,
it
like,
doesn't affect
not
your
know what they're
relationship
doing.
with them.
Or they can have 0 and know exactly what to do and do it.
I think if you value someone as a human being, why does it matter, like, if they've slept with someone else?
Men, answer this to yourself. Because
like, if you value them as for their character and them as a person, then why does that matter?
I think it's ego. I was gonna say to conclude, I think it's ego. I think if you don't know, if you can't tell why, then it's all in your head. You making up the fact that, oh, like, I don't want her to have more than 2, and you look at her down like that, it's all in your head. Like, you're only comparing yourself to the other man that she hit. You're not actually, like...
Literally, that's what I heard a thing that men get into relationships just so men see them value them more. Like, that's why. Yeah, they want someone who's cute so that their friends will be like, oh my gosh.
The girlfriend.
Like, they only want to do stuff with a woman so they can tell their friends, and then their friends will, like, think, so why'd you just date a man? I'm sorry, if you don't care about women and you're only doing this for approval of other men, just do it with a man. I'm just saying.
You have such a fat ego that you don't want, like, you look at a female as a possession and, like, you don't like her that she's been used by other men, then that's all protection of your own ego.
And it's just showing how messed up men view, like,
women, like, as objects.
S.
And how, yeah.
They don't view it as a mutual thing, they view it as a thing that a man is doing.
There was one more thing. There was two more things. There was one comment that was like, this can be explained very simply, ladies. What it means is just, imagine a man who was born rich and had many, many, many millions of dollars. But instead of waiting to spend that money on his wife and to establish a family, he dates for 10 to 15 years and spends countless sums of money on random chicks. Of course, now, when he gets to you, he's going to have less money and possibly will be broke. Answer this question. How would you feel about this man? This is how, so think about that. This is how a man feels when a woman uses up her body and gives her body away to random men before meeting you. She loses her value. If you can't understand this, then you can't understand anything. We value different things. Last sentence, we value different things? Yes. Doesn't mean that I'm using up my body
everywhere. It doesn't mean you have to tell every single person.
It doesn't mean I'm using up my body.
And he's making like a generalized statement. He's saying all men value this. That's why these people are so annoying. They're like, oh, everyone values this, so that means every woman has to be like this. No. And also, they're relating your body to money. Money is a currency. So you're, in fact, by saying that, you're saying a woman's body is a currency. It's a form of money. Like,
it's just they don't like something that's used.
They're not the same thing.
They just have, like, ego problems. They want to be the first person to touch something. That's what it is. It's a high ego.
That comparison doesn't make any sense. You're, like, money is just, like, an object.
Exactly. I just feel like, how would I feel about that man who gave up all his money to all these people and now comes to be broke? I'd be like, I understand what you did because you lived in the moment. You wanted... What if
lived your life?
He wanted to give those chicks that money, so he did. I wanted to do that with that person, so I did. So you can't be like, oh, you're stupid for that. No, because they did it in the moment. That's what they chose to do.
If I saw an old man and he had all his money, he's like, I've actually never spent any money ever on anyone, I'd be like, okay, that's really sad. You're such a selfish person and weird that you would just not do anything for like 50 years.
But see, ultimately, it's still their choice, so I don't judge it. Like, it's just still your choice. Like, I will accept you for everything you are now. But I'm not going to look down at you and be like...
And it's insinuating that they have this thought that women just care about money. That's it. They're like, men view women for sex. Men don't like women who have lots of that. And then women like men for money. That's all. Like, what? What? Women have to have full-time jobs now. Like, I think, like, we don't make any money. Like, what?
I'm trying to think.
Like, what?
Like, what? Comprehend? I just wanted to get a bit more deeper into why we decide not to chase a guy. Like, what is the real reason behind it?
I mean, I feel like it's just because we've been you're conditioned as a woman not to, like, chase. It's very much like, oh, that's the man's job. You know, man is a hunter, predator. He's the one that's you're meant to just be like quiet and nice and pretty and let people come to you. And that's the way it has been, so that's the way it always should be, which is, I don't think is right. I think we should get rid of these structures.
Yes, but that's not why I personally won't approach. Yeah. Like, that is true, and it's because of that, because of how so many men always do it and women don't, it becomes more difficult. Not that it's not easy for men, but it becomes more difficult for women to approach a guy they like, because it's like, oh my god, I have never, like, no one does this, like, is he gonna find it awkward or weird, because we just were told that we weren't okay. But the reason why I decided not to chase, firstly, chase to me is, so if someone says no, I don't like you, then that's your answer. Like, don't push it.
But I don't think that's what chasing is. I think chasing is
trying to, like, follow them up.
If they say no, then yeah, you don't continue it. But chasing is usually when you see someone you like and then you ask them on a date. That's chasing.
That's chasing?
Yeah.
Like, if you're more insistent with it?
If you're the one that's approaching, that's chasing.
Really?
Yeah, that's what chasing is. It's you're the one who approaches them and asks them out.
Oh, I thought chasing was like you're doing them, like you're doing more than just asking them out. You're like always messaging, like you're
No,
not
if
taking...
someone says no, then you keep going on, that's just a creep. That's just a creep. If someone says no and you keep trying to insist. But if you're the chaser, you're probably the one to message them first, ask them on the date first, ask them to be your girlfriend, ask them.
Yeah, so it's like accumulation. Yeah.
You are the chaser.
I feel like, so you can be, like, I don't chase guys, and then also there's a difference between I feel like there's a difference between chasing and approaching. I don't approach guys, and I also don't want to chase guys. Chasing, I feel like it's just more than just approaching.
Yeah, chasing is more like you're the one who messaged them first. That's chasing. Yeah. So the reason you wouldn't message a guy first.
So no, I wouldn't like. Okay, let's talk about approaching. I typically won't approach a guy not even unless I think he's really good looking. I just won't because I don't. Number one, for me, I don't think I care about it as much. I don't care to be in a relationship.
I really don't care. If I see someone cute, I'm not going to be like, I have to approach them right now. I'm just like, okay, I don't really care. You go about your life. Because it's not like in this, like, we're pretty, not that you ever really need to, but it's not my goal right now to become married. It's not my goal right now to have... I need to get a ring right now. Or to be in a relationship right now. It's never been, even in the previous times. And maybe when I'm older, I might think about it more. I think, definitely when you're older, and especially with dating apps, when you're older, it's very much like, okay, I'm here to be committed. Yeah. But when you're young, it's like, oh, I don't really care about, like, being committed and being in long term right now. So that's why, like, if someone approaches out, like, I just won't approach unless I'm being approached to, because if they approach me, it's like a bonus. It's a bonus to my day. I feel like I don't like anyone enough to just approach them in person. Randomly. Yeah. Sorry. But, like, I'm talking what about Instagram? If you see someone cute on Instagram, will you hit them up? Be like, hey. Okay. Quickly, if it's a fine person, I wouldn't even approach someone who's really fine. Or, like, good looking. Anyways. But on Instagram, if I knew that they were, like, somewhat related, like, if let's say we have mutuals, and so I know that I'll see them. I think I would, like, talk to the mutuals about them first, get a bit of information. Who's this man? And then I think it's easier, so I probably will be doing that more so than approaching them in person, but I still probably wouldn't. But if I were going to, it would, because again, I don't really care. If I were going to, I would just message them about something unrelated and see if they absorb, like, I feel like with girls, it's uncommon for you to just be like, hey, I want to date you. I feel like it's also weird just to randomly message someone. In general, yeah. What you have to do is, if they got something on their story, reply. That's how you start a conversation. Don't just randomly, someone you've never spoken to in your life, be like, hey. Because I was like, who are you? That is true. I feel like always reply to a story. In general, if a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter who you are, if you just approach someone for the first time and you ask them you're pretty connected on a date, that's gross. Weird. That's gross no matter what. I feel like it's always just so awkward. Your first ever conversation in person with anyone, it's just an awkward conversation. Don't try to do anything serious. Unless you're a pickup artist and you're smooth. Oh no, then you're actually really worse and women are scared of you. But like back in the day, you see people who are really good at picking up. And back then, it was like there was no social media. There's so many YouTubers that like pickup artists. Like back then, there was no social media, so like they kind of whatever was in. It was just more relaxed. Like if you watch Friends, it's like maybe that's not realistic there, but I mean, yeah, it's pretty not realistic. But I might just be like, hey, like I was wondering if you. But it's so weird, like on Friends, like what was her name? Ross's ex-wife who married this Carol. Yeah, and that's what was Susan and Carol. It was like they met at a gym. I'm like, how did you just meet your significant other at a gym? That's so weird to me. I was like, how would you even start that? You see a girl at the gym and I don't know how. I think because they were at classes together. I would never have the balls to do that. They were like, I work out classes together. Okay, that's easy. Yeah. Then you'd be like, hey, cutie. I feel like it's because a lot of there's some. I was just thinking about it. I was like, that's so funny. There's some people. That is funny. There's some people at the gym that would just like approach anyone and just be like, hey, like, I like your headphones. Or, hey, like, I like, oh, like you're really strong. Like, good job. Like they'll just have that as bands. Oh, I would be so weirded out if someone came up to me and was like, hey, good job. Oh, that scared me. I know. That was the dog person. If someone good job, like got to me and was like, hey, I would be like, they'll do something like that. I don't know. They weren't like. I don't know, it's they kind of, it's like a slow burn for like a lot of guys in the gym. Which it should be. I think also I just hate being approached in person, really. I think that's what it is. If
I
anyone
think it's
comes up to me, I'm
because
just like,
no. If it was a really good looking person,
but then I'm like, okay, I'll give you my number, but still, I'm like,
that is true. But that's it's.
I'm like,
if it was really fine, you would. I feel like it'd be less like taken aback. But just because I think that's what it is.
I'm always a little bit like taken aback. I'm like, oh.
In general,
I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that's interesting.
Would you message
a cute person? Probably not, because I'm really scared of talking to people.
Yeah. And what would I say?
I'm scared
like,
of talking to people, man. I can't do it.
So that's number one. That's one reason why I wouldn't. I don't care.
The only way I would message someone first is if it is on an app that's meant to be
dating app.
Then I will 100% message everyone first.
Instagram is low-key like dating app.
But because Instagram's more like, it's not like the people are looking for things.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like it's inappropriate. I don't know why to message someone that's not looking and just be like, hey, I like you. But if it's someone that's like looking, then I feel more inclined. Then I feel like I can be like,
fair.
hey, I like you, you're really cute.
It's also because you also are looking to date someone. If you're on a dating app, you're looking to do something.
Yeah, and I know that the person is
too.
reciprocating.
Exactly.
So then I'm 100% going to message first. But just on Instagram, probably not, because
I'll probably just message you as friends.
Yeah.
If I know that I'm going to run into you at some point in time, I might as well. But even then, I probably won't. Again, I'll wait to be approached. The second reason is because this may be a little bit controversial, but it's my last reason I have, because I can't really think of anything else. So for me, if I went to a party and I see a very nice looking guy, which is not very common, I was thinking about this today.
It's not common.
We'll talk about it. No, seriously, like, I think in my whole life of actually paying attention to men, so probably since I was 15.
I fell off my chair.
I'm already seeing like...
It's rare to see a man that's nice looking, that isn't literally disgusting, makes you want to vomit.
Since I was 15 to now I'm 19. 4 years, I've actually counted it on my hands. 4 or 5. 4 or 5 guys. I'm not even kidding.
I think that's saying a lot about something.
Women? Guys? And that's a whole other can of worms. We can talk about later why that is, but it really is. I feel like men... We'll talk about that later. No. But...
Why are men ugly?
Maybe
I'm just really
it's fruity. They don't pay attention to their like looks as much as women do. They don't really care as much.
Date them. So why is that?
Because that's okay. Now we're down to why. So, if I see a really
nice guy at a party,
yes,
you're probably gonna talk to him. I feel like
I will talk to him.
You're a talky girl. You would do that.
I will like. So how I feel like girls shoot their shot is they'll just kind of like throw. What's it called when you throw into the ocean?
You. Don't ask me about fishing.
An anchor, something. I'll throw like a lifeboat in the ocean.
I'm winding up and throwing back my fishing rod
in the ocean, and I'll just see if he catches the bait. And if he doesn't, I don't care. I don't care. But if he does, then I'm like, okay,
reel him in.
So I probably would like.
Yeah, I feel like you're very much a person that will talk to someone.
But if he's really fun, I get really shy. But
I can't talk to anyone. I'm like,
I'll be around the.
I'm just shy. I will if I like someone, I will ignore them because I just like freak me out.
Depends on like how comfortable I am.
If it's someone that's cute, I'm like, I will literally go talk to anyone, but then literally I'm like, I cannot talk to you, and then they think I hate them, but I don't.
For me, it's like if I'm already cool with you and I feel comfortable with you, then I'll talk to you. Or if I'm in a setting where it's like comfortable, like a house party, I'll feel comfortable. But if I just meet you somewhere, like school or something, like uni, and I'm already shy because I don't know you that well, I will be even more shy because I like you. But I'll stand around the area and I'll try and like just, see if I can talk to him, but I will never straight up
be like, hey.
Yeah. And I think it's because with me, again, because I don't care, whatever options I get in the night, it's just an added bonus to my night. Like, but I'm not thinking I'm going out to talk to guys. I'm just thinking I'm going out for anything besides that. So, in saying that, I also feel like with guys, they care a lot more about looks than women do.
Yeah, so, it's because that's what they've been conditioned to like. See, it all goes back to these.
But I also just feel like
things.
I feel like because there are so many beautiful women, they have more options. That's why.
Yeah, men are just inherently ugly.
So don't say that. You can't say that. man. There's so many good-looking men.
Okay,
No,
with
they
exception.
have
With the
all
exception.
God's creations are beautiful. You just gotta like work with what you have a little bit more.
Honestly, hair makes such a difference on a guy. Like, girls, like, okay, if she has short or long hair, she's still gonna be nice looking. But a man, if he is bald or has a really good hair,
that's the whole
changes them.
backbone of Timothy Chalamet.
And literally, Timothy, a bald ass head,
Toe.
he's no.
The toes.
And also, clothes make such a difference. Like, it could be an attractive guy if he's wearing the wackiest outfit. It's like it's tight, skinny, ripped jeans. I'm like, ew, no. But if he has a good fit on, like something that's cool.
To me, I just think
I'm like, damn.
I just don't want to see the same fit again, over and over. That's all.
No, yeah, definitely. But if he dresses nicely and like knows how to work with his
That's a bonus.
with things that work with him, because clothing is not something that you can't just put one object, like piece of clothing on 100 people and it looks good. No, it's all about you.
But as I was saying,
About
okay, so
you.
because we just talk, I was gonna say,
What were you gonna say?
because I don't care, they care more about looks. So I feel like if they see someone's pretty, they will kind of approach them and be more direct. Because I don't care too much about, like, to me, I could okay, how about this? I can settle, I hate to say settle, but I can just be with someone if their personality is really nice, but their looks are like
I swear he has a good
6.
personality and he looks better in person, guys, I swear.
He can be a 6, but if he has great personality, he is always going to be a 10. Like, he's physically more attractive. It's really weird. I don't know.
I think every woman is the same, to be honest.
Let me speak, lady.
Okay,
I'm sorry. It's because we have a No, but if we converse all the time, then I'll never, like, we'll always circle back on the same thing, and I have to just say it before I lose
get
it.
out.
I'm sorry, but
Get out.
okay. You're like scared now.
No.
What was you gonna say?
Say.
Okay. No. Okay. I'll settle with someone like that. Okay. If their personality, because to me they're physically attractive, but I don't think guys will settle for girls if they're not beautiful to them initially. Like, they might have the best personality, but they probably will only be bumped up 2 points. Let's say they're like a 7 girl and 7 guy. They'll only be bumped up 2 points if they're a girl towards the guy if they have a good personality. But to girls, at least to me, they get bumped up to a 10 if their personality is amazing. Like, they have all the values I share, because for some reason they become more physically attractive to me. Because of that, I don't mind, like, I'm not picky, so, like, I'll take whatever I get, in a sense. Like, I'm not picky with it, because I know that, like, if they're a good person, I don't mind if they approach me first. If they're a good person, like, I will be cool with it. Am I making sense?
Yes, I get that. And I think, I don't know, especially with...
I had the rebuttal, sorry.
Yeah.
Especially with...
I think just especially in, like, with straight relationships, there's so many more kind of expectations, like, of what, like, oh, this is what the man does, this is what the girl does, so it kind of already adds these extra things to it, like, a girl has to be pretty, guy has to have good personality. It just adds these kind of things.
Categories.
Like, yeah, extra categories, which you don't really think about, really, when you're not two opposite genders.
That's true.
Because you don't really think about that, really, when you're not with a man.
That is facts. And to reel in my rebuttal, because I don't care too much about looks as much as I do personality, and looks will come into play later on because your personality will be so beautiful, I want to know that whoever's going to date me is going to have that initial attraction. If you're not initially attracted to me, I don't like that. I can't be with someone and date them if they didn't think that I was the most beautiful thing they saw when they first saw me.
Imagine a man telling you that. A man would have the audacity as well.
He would, but like, I would care. I would actually like that if I knew, like, if I was
They'd be
dating
like,
them.
yeah, I thought you were kind of ugly, but like, I didn't.
Yeah,
I
see?
whatever.
But I know that it sounds bad as a woman for me to. But I didn't think
man
he
would
was.
never say that.
Yeah.
Ever. To you. Just say.
I know, but like, I want to know for a fact that, like, he approached, because guys will only approach girls that either if they're just looking for one thing, or if they're actually, like, they think they're really pretty. and they want to go talk to them.
They like their personality.
How can you know my personality from a distance, girl?
They think they just like radiate some energy. You know, sometimes you just see someone and they radiate energy and you're like, wow.
Okay, but they're
That's
not.
a cute-ass
Guys
energy.
are definitely not going to go up to girls.
They're not seeing the aura.
They're not going up to girls just for the energy flat only.
I mean, yeah.
But girls will. But because
Also,
of that,
yeah.
I'll let him decide if he wants me based on the attraction, because I know that eventually, if he's a 7, he'll become a 10 anyways. I'm not saying that he's ugly. I'm just saying that, like,
If an ugly man approaches me, I'll go for it.
no, definitely not. I will not entertain a 0 or a 5. But if he's a 7 and he has potential,
If he's like slightly ugly.
I'd rather him approach me first, knowing that he actually has that physical attraction there, because I know that he's gonna like my personality, you see, versus me approaching him and like, what if he just decides to settle for me because I'm the only one there, you know? But like, I value personality more.
I
so
think
like,
it also goes from like male validation as well. Like you want them to approach you because you want that like validation as well from a man.
from a man that I want to date, yes.
Yeah, you want, because you know, who doesn't love a little bit of male validation?
But I don't need that shit. Okay, before you get it twisted. I feel like when we edit this back, it'll be clear. But to me, I feel like I just said and I finished. I never know what they're thinking about
In the
you.
end, you just have to trust and live and let live.
But I know a lot of guys are dogs.
I feel like I'm also ruining your view of men. Because I'm just always like, I hate men, men are shit.
No, but I see where you're coming from, but I know that they're not. Like, listen, guys, we're not Toxic Girls podcast. Men, there's like, for every one bad man there are, I'm sure there's like a million other good men, but it's just, you gotta be at the right place at the right time. How, you're not gonna, like, you also think about where you're finding these people, because if you're trying to, like, at a club, a lot of men there are not good people who approach you. Okay, because look where you're at. You're at a club.
I mean, there's still nice people.
There are, but they don't really approach. Like, do we approach anyone? We're nice.
Yeah, because I don't like anyone. Everyone's just meh. Mid at the club.
But if you're at a church, no. But if you're at like a...
If I'm in God's worship, I don't want to see nobody.
But like, if you always see the same person coming to church, if you always see the same person at the gym, you can kind of get an idea of more of their values, and you can better kind of like think about, okay, could they be compatible with me before you properly talk to them, which I know you shouldn't be thinking of, as you mentioned before, not to think too much about those things, but you have a better sense of who they are as a person versus seeing them at a club, because you don't get a lot of information.
You can do both. I think it's not so black and white.
No,
like, people
no.
can go to a club and still be, I don't know,
They're
go
good
to the gym.
Yeah, but I feel like it's hard to judge someone's character when you see them at a club one time than if you were to see them at the gym more than one time.
I also don't like men that go to the gym a lot. Like, if that's their personality trait, is like, gym is my personality, then I'm like, oh, this man has no hobbies. This man doesn't do anything else but go to the gym. Like, no.
Well, if that's the case,
that's just me, because I just don't like masculine men as well.
Yeah.
I just don't like masculine men as well, so that's just a personal thing. But if you're a man, like, going to the gym and that's your thing, that's cute. You do you. But just no, not for me.
I mean, if he has no other hobbies, if he's just like sleep, gym, repeat, then...
If he's a gym rat, no.
I mean, it's not that bad, but it's just maybe you need more like balance in your life. But I feel like if he's one at the gym, to me it's a good sign because he has goals and he's working towards it. But it also depends on what you're doing at the gym. But that's what are you doing at the gym? Are you just like not doing anything that's going to reach your goals, or are you actually going there and giving it 110%?
Are you just doing that one arm every 5 minutes? You just do one arm.
That preacher curl? Just one arm. But Megan, do you have anything else to say?
I wanted to talk about visors are on my mind now because your mum came in with a visor and I can't stop thinking about that visor I saw.
She got a hat.
Like, I'm just thinking, what do you think is going to be a fashion trend in the future? Summer is coming up soon. What do you think is going to be a trend?
So in Australia or
Just, yeah, around
in
us.
America?
What do you think is going to be, what's everyone going to be wearing? Could be America, could be Australia.
The thing is, I feel like trends are set in America, so I want to base it off of that.
Literally, yeah.
Because we just copy,
yeah. Because they're in winter and we're in summer.
I feel like a trend we'll see. I do feel like Pfizer's I feel like will come. You're right. Pfizer's I feel like will come back.
Even though that's a very summery thing, though.
Yeah.
So for our summer, I want to see Pfizer's. Yes, I
but
want to see Pfizer.
For winter, I'm thinking people are gonna wear like hand
warmers,
but not the ones that like that. Just like hand mitts.
Just gloves. Yes, I agree. I was thinking that too. I want to see
like
lots of gloves.
The one that just covers like
a normal glove just like goes up to here, like your mitten or whatever.
Or up to here.
Yes.
But not ones that are just for your arm and not for like your fingers.
Covering fingers, definitely. We're gonna see so many gloves, and I really want to see that.
I feel like also big chunky sweaters, like cable knit big ones. I don't even have it. I don't know.
You don't know?
I have to think about it more.
I predict something.
She's good at predicting. So
I predict gum boots. Girl, I've been trying to buy some now.
Wellies.
Yeah, like your wellies, your rain boots.
Rain boots.
Gum boots, I think they call that in England. Australia, they call them rain boots.
Yeah.
Whatever. Your rain boots are gonna be trending. I'm telling you, in winter in America, everyone's gonna have their gum boots.
The gum boots.
Period.
The gum soles.
Like, I used to have them as kids. I love them. And I'm trying to buy some right now, but I can't find any because no one's making gum boots.
So you think that will be a trend outside of it actually raining? If it's just cold,
winter.
it's just in
winter.
winter.
It's just winter wear. Everyone's gonna have the big chunky ass rain boots.
Because like traditionally people just wear them when it's raining. You're saying they're gonna wear it.
It's just gonna be a fashion item.
Everywhere.
I see it.
Just going for coffee.
Coming, guys.
The wellies. I feel like it could be something. It just depends on like how, because a lot of wellies are like the shin part is really wide. Like there's lots of you could fit a little whole foot in there.
Literally, and people are all about like oversized clothing at the moment. Like everyone's like, yeah, so oversized everything.
Tuck it in like their jeans into that hole.
And boots are already trending, like
they
big
are
ass boots. So next thing is wellies.
Wellies. There you go. You heard it here first. Wellies and visors. Ain't that right?
But yeah.
Well, I predict makeup trends more.
What do you think's gonna be trend?
No makeup.
That's already like the clear girl.
No,
aesthetic.
Like no makeup at all. Like you're walking around with just lipstick, brows, no makeup on the face. Like how I have right now.
Yeah, that's already such a thing that everyone's like, yes. What's it called? The clean girl aesthetic?
The clean girl is like you put a bit of makeup on your face. Like you clean up everything. I'm talking just like face. You could have pimples, rosacea, like I do.
Yeah,
no covering of that. Just
I like that. I really like that.
Lipstick and brows. No, nothing on your eyes. Nothing. Just like what I have right now. The Parisian vibe.
Yeah, I can see that coming up.
Because back when Instagram makeup was really popular, I hated it.
On contour, everything.
I hated it. I didn't like it. I always liked the natural look. And so now, like, all the fluffy brows, soap brows, it's really in. I feel like they're going to hit my vibe and hit a lot of other people's vibes that we have. Like, because who has time for makeup? I think girls will realize. I love
it. Is fun. It is really fun.
It is fun, but like on an everyday basis, I want to still look a little good, like put together, but I don't want to spend so much time doing my makeup, and I hate removing it. So one day the girls will get it.
Yeah, also Kim recently, she kind of brought the whole Instagram makeup, like baking, contouring thing, that Kim K makeup. Recently she said something like, I don't want to look like a clown, so I'm like wearing less makeup. So even she is kind of getting on board a less makeup look now, and so it's definitely going to be a big trend.
I feel like it is. Like just out barefaced, like not even a powder, nothing.
Let the sweat come through, girls. Let the oil seep through.
Not even a concealer, just a moisturizer.
Yes.
That's what I want to see.
And also I feel like, because Korean makeup is very much trendy, and that's all about being like glass skin, very minimal.
Skincare and makeup is gonna fuse together. Well, it already has, but more people are gonna embrace their bare ass face.
I really like that.
And I hope to see it.
Can't be me, but I like to see it.
I hope to see it on Instagram, especially those Instagram models. Stop kicking your faces in editing.
Literally.
Start embracing your own skin. Because guess what? You're gonna lie down on your bed at night, and guess what you're sleeping with? Your bare ass skin.
I feel like there's a lot more people like wanting transparency from influencers now, like a lot of people are putting like, this is Photoshop, this is a fake body on their TikToks and all that. So it is becoming a thing that people are like, you need to be more transparent and take accountability.
This is me posing. This is me unposed. But it's like, girl, like, come on, like I get it. People get really easily influenced by that, especially if you're young. You don't realize it's like posing. But it's like, obviously, I'm gonna try and look good for a picture.
Yeah, literally, like, why would you post a photo? But it's when it comes to like, you have to Photoshop it now to feel good about yourself. Then it's like, that's a bit of a problem.
Dude, how can you go to bed knowing that you just lied to yourself and then lied to
especially to your
people?
audience that are like 15-year-old girls? How could you do that?
You can lie to.
That's so rude of you.
Megan Thee Stallion once said, "You can lie to 1,000 people, but you can't be lying to yourself."
Period.
Because that's when you hit rock bottom.
Period.
And now on to, speaking of Megan Thee Stallion.
I have this one more thing to say.
Yeah, say it. This is just
there was, I don't know if you saw this, it was trending recently. There was this TikTok of this doctor, this female, I think she was a plastic surgeon. And she took the girl from Stranger Things who played Nancy. She's very cute. She looks like Timothy Chalamet, but a girl version.
Oh, the one that the
Nancy Keeler, yeah.
Yeah.
She took a photo of her and she's like, this is what I would do to make her look pretty. And she was like, first I would shave her jaw, lip fillers, lift her brows, and then she photoshopped. So she basically took every little, dissected her face and said, this is what I do to make her look better. And then she photoshopped, and it looked so scary. It looked so generic. It basically took every good feature from her and made it so generic and scary like an alien. And it was just mad to see a doctor, or I don't know if she was a doctor or she was someone who did those things because she knew about it, like advocating that.
Yeah.
Like, and it was totally uncalled for. She just got a random girl and she was like, okay, this is what everything that's ugly about her, and I would change it.
That is wild. So you're trying to play God right now?
Literally. Like, I think that's really unethical as a plastic surgeon to prey on people's insecurities and do that. Like, that's messed up.
It is. And especially plastic surgery. Like, the whole reason for someone there's other reasons why someone might get plastic surgery, but a lot of it, cosmetically, comes down from insecurity. I don't like this about myself. Yeah, I want to change it. So you're already playing with someone's emotions that are so like, they're already so coming to you so fragilely. And how are you going to sit there and be like, yeah, I should do this, and then, oh, let me add some more like lip filler for you and like cheek filler. I feel like you need it. Like, what? Unless I watch Lauryn Hill. She's a good YouTuber. She breaks down like celebrity plastic surgery and stuff.
Oh yes, I think I've seen her.
And she's really good because you start to realize that being a celebrity. Now this is not like a necessity, but a lot of celebrities will conform to plastic surgery and to change how they look to make themselves look better and more photogenic, because part of their job is having photos of themselves
to look
around.
Good. That's their job.
Like, them having photos taken is part of like them as a celebrity. That's what makes them famous. It's like these photos is what keeps their names around the tabloids, and it forms part of people's jobs, like paparazzis and photographers.
It's literally meant their job is to be the ideal.
So if they look more beautiful, more photogenic, if you will say, then there's going to be more people praising these photos, more people like, damn, look at her, more people booking them for like more photo shoots. So it makes sense. Like, if I was a celebrity, I would not want one bad picture of me out there because there's so many people watching me at once. It makes sense, right? But that kind of takes away the fact that celebrities are real people. And I don't think that's good. Who are you trying to play God for? Like, I truly do. I really feel like whatever God gave you is beautiful as it is. And we only are changing it because of how we interpret ourselves. But we don't need to. And whatever God gave you is beautiful. You have to just work out a way to make it work for you. But I'm not judging other people who get it done. But I just feel like if we lived on an island, I swear to you, if we lived just by ourselves, we would not think about how we looked. Like, we really wouldn't.
At the end of the day, it's fine if you have plastic surgery for yourself. You can admit that, you're insecure and that's something you want to change, and that's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, if you were the only person, on Mars, if you're on Mars, you're up there by yourself, you wouldn't get it done. So in the end, is it really for yourself?
Is it worth it? Yeah.
Is it for yourself or are you doing it for others? Like, you can argue, it was for me, but
is it really? It wouldn't happen if it was for you.
If you were yourself,
if you
wouldn't probably get it done.
Or I like to think of it as like, if the whole population looked like me, I would not think I looked different, or I would not think I looked bad, or like from certain angles. I wouldn't care, because everyone looks like me. Like there's, so that's why I'm like, maybe it's just that I'm comparing, or like in my head too much.
Yeah, because you know, Eurocentric beauty standards are really the thing right now.
Exactly. But I just think it's really wrong for someone to just take someone's face and without them even asking, because I was bringing up the celebrity stuff to say that there are some publicists who will like get opinions from plastic surgeons to reconstruct or like change, like Kylie Jenner's face. I know there's like someone behind her face saying, okay, I should probably add this there and that there to like give you more of a full look.
Yeah.
And they might seek out that opinion. But if nobody told you, what are you doing? Could you imagine someone took your, like...
I know.
Could you imagine?
That's when I first saw, I was like, imagine, like, you were famous, and I was just like, here's Megan's face, and what everything that's ugly about it, and what I would change. And you just wake up one day, and you see that, and you're like, oh, thanks. Now I, like, hate everything about myself, and I literally wasn't insecure about that before.
But now I am. Yeah, and now I am.
Thanks, doctor.
Or you don't think that I wake up to the same face every morning and I don't realize what you're trying to do right now?
You don't think that I don't know
what you're doing right now?
know.
I guess if it was super, super strong, you wouldn't let it affect you. But even the strongest people, it will affect them. They just have to have a high tolerance for it.
Yeah, you can't. It's just...
They built up the tolerance to ignore it because you can't cave into stuff like that. If you cave into stuff like that, then you're going to start getting insecurities and just reflecting what they wanted you to have to begin with. They want you to have those insecurities. Don't let it. Gotta like break it down, look at your own beauty and realize like you have to look at yourself as if you were a photo.
You're beautiful in every single way.
Cause words can't bring me down. Oh, oh, oh. So don't you bring him down.
That's actually the only words I know. I just know that from
Mean Girls and Christina Aguilera. Speaking of Christina Aguilera, let's talk about
media on my mind. Okay, what are your songs?
So my songs, firstly, is
Mine.
I remember it is Sorry Not Sorry, Bryson Tiller. I've been re-listening to one of his first albums. Really love him. He was supposed to release like a 3-set album literally 2 years ago. What happened, Bryson? Where are you?
Bryson,
the one that says give me all of you in exchange for me. Break it down.
Oh, I
Don't-
vaguely know this man. Vaguely, yes.
Yes. Second song is Just Hold On, We're Going Home.
That's a classic.
Top 5 favorite Drake songs, so I thought I've been re-listening to it, so I thought I'd mention it. And my favorite last song of this week has been Oh No by K Trinata featuring Estelle. This is a vibey song. It goes, oh, oh, no.
Estelle.
Oh, oh, no. Oh. That beautiful song. And I have no movies, I have no TV shows because I don't watch anything.
She's been off that ground. Yeah, let me think. I've honestly been listening to so many songs lately, so it's been hard to choose just 3. Would you? I drove for 8 hours over 2 days, so I was listening to 8 hours worth of music. It was a lot. My first one is Oh Green World by the Gorillaz. Such a funky ass song. Miss World by Hole. Literally, that whole album, Courtney Love's band. Miss World.
Oh yeah, Hole. Yeah. Sorry.
It's such a good song and album. Love it. And also, this song my brother was playing. It's called Praja Magia by New Guinea. I think that's how you say it. It's French.
Ooh.
It's such a good song. I love it. New Guinea. I don't know how to say their name. Sorry if I butchered that, guys.
Sorry.
But yeah, those are my songs of the week. Lovely. My movie.
I'm to listen to the songs.
Yeah, it's such a good song. My movie, I went to the cinema last week and I saw Nope, the Jordan Peele movie.
Nope. Ooh.
I saw that movie, about the aliens and things. I honestly thought it was alright. It wasn't like, wow, amazing. I thought, yeah, it was really good. I wish they could have pushed it further, I felt, and really got into it even more. Because it felt very on the level, kind of. But Keke Palmer carried that movie. Like she would.
Like she should.
Like she should. She really carried that movie.
Wait,
I love that.
Is it like a horror that's like twisted with
It's a
aliens?
sci-fi kind of thingy. It's not scary at all. But yeah, I wish they pushed it further. They really could have really got into it.
What if it's doing a part 2?
I doubt so because it died in the end. Spoiler.
At this point,
they killed the alien in the end. So, but it was really like, I don't know, anticlimactic a little bit, but loved it nonetheless. And I love the aesthetic of a western because I like in the West, like country farming people, like western sci-fi. That's such a good combination that I love to see.
Is.
Not really done before. It's always like city aliens come, but this whole like western in the desert, and there's an alien in the desert. But I kind of liked how I like that, and it was cute.
I like that.
It was cute.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any movie. There's not really that many.
I know it was such a.
movies
It's very like stark contrast.
Invasions of the Body Snatchers. I don't know if that would count. That's more of a horror, but it's set in like a desert. Oh, maybe it's not. That's interesting. Well, you inspire me. See, I need to go on my watching grind. I think because I just watched so much that I've just completely lost. You know, I
used to watch a
time.
lot of movies.
Oh, like I'll go through my phases though, but I will let it be known. Next podcast, I will have at least one movie. One movie to talk about. I've just fallen completely off of my film grind, but there will be one, and you're gonna know it first before Letterboxd.
I deleted Letterboxd.
What?
I just never used her. She was just rotting, sitting there. I had to get rid of her. I know.
So, like, in the next 5 years' time, if you're like, wait, did I ever watch that movie? You can go on Letterboxd and see if you have. That's why I like to.
just have it. I'm like, yeah.
I'm afraid that I'm gonna forget. I'm afraid that I'm gonna get amnesia one day and that's sad.
Oh, that's actually really sad.
And forget everything. Like, a part of me living is, like, my memories, you know?
Yeah.
How could you just...
That's really sad.
Well, I hate to end this podcast on a sad note, but we've been talking for a long time.
But anyway, we're here in the moment, and we're living and loving and thriving and feeling.
And thinking. And thinking.
And thinking. And blinging.
And bleeding.
But anyway, thank you for watching. This has been
Over and Out. Make sure you follow us on TikTok down below. Check Spotify. You might find some audio clips from the podcast on there, audio episodes. And stay tuned for next week's upload. We'll see you over and out.